step back a little, you talked about this LLM that we've built that is specific to financial services. You've been here for 5-6 years at this point. How has that really evolved from you joining Behavox and really focusing on lexicon and having more of the behavioral models than what we do now? What is that evolution, and has it benefited clients?
Yeah, the evolution is significant. So when you think about Behavox as a company has always taken a best-in-class approach. And what we can do really well is quickly react to changes in technology and the market and get down to business on creating something new. When I joined Behavox, we were still considered best-in-class, but with the technology that was available at the time. So you're looking at a hybrid of machine learning classifiers, behavioral models, and then lexicon. And this was, at the time, an order of magnitude better than random sampling, which is, as the name would imply, completely random, just shot in the dark. I listened to a phone call, I read an email, didn't find anything. So it's not a risk-based approach. You know, the industry involved, you have slightly more risk-based approaches, which let's just do lexicon. Firms were still saddled with spam messages and, email invites. The next evolution of that was what we were doing at the time, 5 or 6 years ago, and customers liked it. But there were still some limitations, right? So you can do all of the email, the spam and automated classification emails and get rid of all those. But if you're doing lexicon searches or even word approximations, you are relying on a person, an individual, or even a group of people to think of all the ways someone might say something. You are limited by the creativity of that individual person or that group of people and cultural biases that person might have. Did they actually work in this asset class before? Are they able to think of all the ways someone might use slang to describe a specific type of activity when trading? Probably not, right? So you will definitely have some mistrue positives, but that was sort of the best you could do at the time. When GPT-3 became available, I remember it was just 2 days later, Erkin, our CEO, came back with hey, I've investigated this thing. I think we've created our own version that's sort of similar to this. We're starting to play around with it. It was probably a couple of months after that, the real plans came together for us to create our own foundational model. And it's really something that I try to advertise when speaking to prospects or new customers. When we say AI, we can really define what that means, right? We're not talking about a GPT wrapper. We're not talking about this sort of a, assistive AI thing that's sort of like a chatbot on the side. We're talking about fully integrated, controlled, purpose-built large language model for financial services. It's ours. It's our foundational model. So that means that we control all of the inputs. It's not going to, write you a poem, which is okay because we don't need poetry and compliance as far as I know, but it's really good at identifying compliance and regulatory risks and conduct risks within the scope of financial services firms. And this is a game changer. So now you're not limited by the amount of word permutations that an individual could think about, or you and I think about the side of the desk. It's actually, it's the group mind of a large language model that can take a sentence and start to think about what are other things that look like the sentence. It's like teaching a child, right? So I can say this here's a green ball, right? And then the child might look at an apple, hey, is that a ball? Oh, sort of, actually. How confident are you that it's a ball? I'm 25% confident it's a ball. It's shaped like a ball. It looks like a ball. It's just actually a fruit, but it starts to look like a ball. Is the circle a ball? Although it's like a circle on a page. Sort of, that's also like a ball, but you start getting these approximations, and that's how we're training our model. Of not just what the ball is or the compliance risk is, but what other things out there look like the risk. This is game changing for our customers because it allows the model to be flexible as individuals become more creative with how they may be trying to evade monitoring, right? Using new code words, right? So you don't need an exact match on a new slang term that's created. You just need that model to know that sort of looks like a ball and then racing it. And the key component here too is that we're not replacing compliance people. We're actually helping them do their job better because that's when the human brain comes in.
Yep.
The system will push you back out a result and say, I think this looks like front running. And the compliance person who's trained and has an expertise will go through and go, I think you're right. And then mark it as a true positive. So for us, it's been really game changing for our customers. Time to value on changes are also very fast too. You have a mistrue positive or you want to incorporate more for training, we can take that data in, clean it, anonymize it, and then train.